Everybody, this is Dream, and we have a 7-game NBA slate today. This slate is nuts. There's tons of injuries, a couple teams that basically sitting out their entire lineup, and we got a lot of questionable tags today. So before I get started, can you guys smash that like and subscribe button? It really helps the channel. As for the slate itself, let's get an injury report. So for the Pacers, Halliburton, Turner, Mathurian, McConnell are all out, and Hield is questionable. For the Pistons, Cunningham, Bogdanovich, Ivy, Stewart, Burks, Diallo, and Bagley are out. For the Timberwolves, Towns and Noel are out, and Gobert is questionable. For the Hawks, Bogdanovich is questionable. For the Grizzlies, Morant, Adams, and Clark are out. For the Mavs, Kyrie is questionable, and Luka is out. For the Jazz, Sexton is out and Clarkson is questionable. For the Heat, Lowry and Martin are both questionable. For the Celtics, Robert Williams is out and Pritchard is out. For the Suns, Shamet and Durant are out. For the Warriors, Kuminga is questionable and Wiggins is out. And for the Bucks, Giannis is questionable. So we have a crazy slate here. Lots of injuries. I got my team picks: Indiana over Detroit, Miami over Utah, Dallas over Memphis, Minnesota over Atlanta, Boston over Houston, Golden State over Phoenix, and Milwaukee over Sacramento. So with that said, guys, let's get into the players I do like today. I really don't think there's a ton of guys that really look all that great. I should say, tread lightly with your bets today. It's going to be a bunch of, cheap plays from the Indiana-Detroit game that are probably going to pay off here. Obviously, the top pick here, though, is Trae Young for Atlanta. He has been pretty solid lately. He's got some big-time upside. His price is still under $10,000, which has been a while. But he's got nice upside here, and he's got a good matchup here against Minnesota, who doesn't play much defense, so I really like him in this matchup. Then we'll look at Chris Paul, who has played really well with Durant out. Since Durant came to Phoenix, his usage dropped off a little bit as a result of Durant, picking up some of that, but with Durant out, he's going to have to get back to doing more until Durant comes back, and so he's been doing really well the last couple games. This is also an up-tempo game against the Golden State Warriors, which I suspect that he will try to play his best in, so I really like the matchup for him. Tyler Hero also looking pretty solid today for Miami. You could kind of argue a couple different players from Miami, but Hero's prices dropped down below $7,000 for the first time in a long time. And when he's below that price point, he's definitely viable. He's been pretty streaky this year, but he has upside at this price. Tim Hardaway Jr. for Dallas, assuming that Kyrie Irving ends up getting ruled out, which I think he probably will, but it's we'll still have to wait and see. He'll have some nice upside as if he draws the start here. He's been playing pretty well in this situation with Kyrie and Doncic out. So if they are out, then he'll be a good option on the slate. Then we're going to look at DeAndre Hunter for Atlanta. Now, he has played pretty solid lately. He's playing a lot of minutes, and he's not somebody that's going to like 10x or something on you, but he's going to get you a stable score most of the time, and so I do like him on the slate in a plus match against Minnesota. Then we'll look at Isaiah Jackson. He's probably one of my favorite plays on the slate. His price has come up some, but he should start for Indiana, and he's going to have a huge upside game here. He also gets a lot of blocks when he plays, regardless of the minutes he plays. He gets a lot of blocks, and he typically has big games when he gets to start, so I like him a lot here. Chris Duarte also looks pretty interesting for Indiana. He's got some nice upside in this matchup with the situation. The minutes are a little bit of a concern, but he is a little bit streaky, and scoring dependent even, but he does have upside in this matchup with all the guys out. And then Torrey Craig for Phoenix, with Durant out, he's played pretty well the last couple games, and I expect him to continue to do so. His price is near minimum price, so he's definitely viable on the slate, though he is a little bit risky. You could also take a look at several other players for Indiana and Detroit. Depending on if Buddy Hield rules out, Nembhard would definitely be in play. Jalen Smith as well. If you look at the pace or the Pistons, you could also make an argument for Killian Hayes, and then maybe Jalen Duren, depending on how the injuries end up playing out there. So overall, we just have a crazy amount of injuries today. It's going to be a crazy slate. Like I said, tread lightly. I wouldn't bet too much money today. It's just a wild slate where there's going to be a bunch of randomness occur. So, also make sure to check out Discord for injury report updates in the Discord, so you can make sure you get the proper guys in your lineup today. So, with that said, guys, thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing. If you have any comments or questions, feel free to leave them below, and have a nice day, guys.